Welcome to Awesome Hardware, the live show that Paul and I do every single Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, right here on twitch.tv/awesomehardware, as well as our respective YouTube channels.
Almost every single Tuesday.
Almost every single Tuesday. Nice little asterisk there. But yeah, today the first half of the show is going to be streamed to my YouTube channel. That's Bitwit, and then in about half an hour or so, probably closer to 40 minutes usually, we're going to switch gears to Paul's channel, and you can find the link to that in my video description, or you can head to youtube.com/paulshardware. This is a fun, kind of light, casual tech news show. We like to give you the facts, give you some information, and have a couple drinks while we're at it, because life is too short to host a tech news show without alcohol. And bottle openers. Do you have a bottle opener?
Oh yeah, I do. This bottle opener here has my logo on it.
Oh, good segue into the merchandise that we sell on our very nice, lovely stores.
Oh, we have
which
stores.
you can check out. Mine is bitwit.tech/store, or you can just go to bitwit.tech, where you can find a smorgasbord of various items, all very high quality. Paul and I go through the same merchandise guy. He handles all of our distribution. He is the shiznit, which is why you'll find equal quality on both of our stores. You can also go to Paul's store, which is paulshardware.net, where he's got a lot of lovely items as well. You should frequent both of the websites and perhaps buy something in support of our channels.
Very good things.
We'll yell Johnson at you at the end of it. It's borderline. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying here, but yeah, it supports us.
You're plowing through the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I've done it a million times. So
cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for joining us. There was another thing.
Oh, what? Oh, there is?
I forgot to bring this up to you before we started streaming.
Oh, let's do it live then.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh, before I say that again, sometimes we occasionally use foul language.
Warning. Forgot that.
Sometimes it really kicks you in the balls. So yeah, just so you're warned. I may or may not be able to stream next week. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try really hard. And if we do, it's probably going to be at your house again.
Okay.
Because I will be tearing apart the studio.
Oh,
the whole office is going to be disassembled, completely boxed up into little boxes, and then transported to the new house. So that will be my hell week next week. Me and Wifey Sauce will be very busy with that. Hopefully I can still squeeze a show in next week, so more on that later, just so you're aware.
Apparently you're clipping.
I am always clipping.
Sorry.
I am a mother clipper like that. Thank you for your super chat donations. Very appreciative, I'm very appreciative of those. I will be reading any messages attached to those lovely charitable causes at the end of the show when we do the after party. So thank you. Just keep giving us money. We'll get to you eventually. Our first news article here is a YouTube video, actually from a fellow tech tuber, Dave2D. He deals a lot with he's like a mobile expert. Does a lot of laptop, some smartphone reviews. But I saw this on Reddit. It was actually kind of trending on the hardware subreddit. And I thought it was a pretty good video, worth noting. He's talking about 2019 laptops and why you shouldn't buy them, specifically the gaming ones featuring RTX GPUs, which are, for the most part, like the Max-Q variants of the desktop equivalents. And what he was saying, makes quite a bit of sense here. He's saying that these RTX cards are really, they're really solid for, hypo 1080p gaming, for higher resolutions, to be pushing the frame rate to that 100 to 144 hertz refresh rate. You really can't get the full value. You don't really see the full benefit of these cards unless you're gaming at higher resolutions. And he's making the argument here that most gaming laptops, even in 2019, still are limited to 1080p displays. A lot of them are also limited at 60 hertz, which is, I agree, a definite waste if you're getting like an RTX 2070 Max-Q in one of these. But there are some 1080p screens that go up to 100, 144 hertz. So, couldn't an RTX card lend itself nicely to those specs? That is true, yes, of course. His argument there is that there's already really, really good 10 series laptops on the market that can be had for a lot cheaper that also saturate the 1080p 144 hertz demands. And he's saying that the 10 series was just like a God's gift to mobile gamers when it came to laptops, and to the point where they're still good. They haven't really been showing their signs of age on these 1080p screens. So I thought it was kind of an interesting, quick little video. He's very precise with his videos. They're usually not terribly long, which means every every second is used carefully to get as much information in there. So feel free to check him out. Dave2D, I've had the privilege of talking to him once or twice at events and stuff, and he seems like a really cool guy. Makes some good content, so just thought I would announce this little PSA that he's brought to our attention. Anything, Paul? Moving on?
No, I've been trying to fix the audio. We were clipping and now it's too quiet.
You've been muted the whole time.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What
We
to
don't
do.
know, guys. Give us a break.
I tried to fix it before the show, but it didn't work.
Computers are hard. All right. It's not like we're experts or anything. All right. So let's move on to the next article here from Tom's Hardware, chugging along. This is about the Asus ROG Dominus and the Xeon W3175X, which have both been listed online and with official prices and stuff too. So Intel's Xeon W3175X is their new flagship CPU with 28 cores and 56 threads. It's crazy. It's like a crazy madman CPU, and the availability for this chip was very confusing at first. A lot of people were speculating that it would only be available through an SI or a system integrator or through OEM means. But then Intel confirmed a while back that no, we will be shipping a boxed retail unit that you could buy on store shelves. And so finally now we see our first glimpse of the 3175X on Newegg for
Expensive?
$3,000.
$3,000.
$3,000, which is, I think a lot of people, just knowing Intel, were speculating it to be a lot more expensive than that. I think $3K, which is insane too, because it's $3,000 on a friggin' CPU. But I think people were expecting, you know, I remember my guess was like, remember Gordon Ma-Ung asked us about it, like, how much do you think that's going to be at that Intel event? We were speculating, I think I said like 4K, something like that. I might have said 5. You might have said even more than me.
No, I'm pretty sure I said 3,000. I said actually.
Or you said 29.
I said 29.99.
29.77. Yeah, sure.
And I said the box would say "Power your creativity."
We'll get that clip from Gordon.
I called all this
to back all of it up.
This video evidence of it
In no time. There's no way it got destroyed at the last minute. So it's also kind of interesting because this is the first time Intel's sort of rolling out their tuning protection or performance tuning protection plan, which is basically an additional warranty on top of the standard warranty that protects overclockers. So if you wanted to tune and tweak your chip and not potentially fry your $3,000 CPU without being able to replace it, then
how much more? What?
They don't say for the Xeon, but it ranges based on the chip. So I think $30 for a 7770K, and $150 for like a i9 7980XE.
7770K?
That's what the article said. I guess people are still buying those.
77
or 77.
The 3970X.
Oh.
XE.
Oh.
I'm trying to find the Newegg listing. Where's the Newegg listing?
No, 7700.
77.
That's what I was saying. 7700K.
7980.
And then 7980XE.
XE.
What did I say?
I think you had extra sevens in there. I was trying to.
I think for this one, for the cable, I said 7770K, which was definitely wrong.
Okay. You're thinking of the
3770K.
3770K. 50.
The Ivy Bridge?
Ivy Bridge.
Yeah, I was thinking of 3770K.
Where?
Yeah. If that chip married the 7700K, it would be a 7770K.
Okay.
Okay, that should be a new segment where we just make up CPU names. So the other thing that was listed on a website, there are actually multiple websites, was the Asus ROG Dominus Extreme, which is only one of two motherboards that currently support this Xeon powerhouse. The other motherboard is the Gigabyte AX1, and I feel like the Dominus Extreme has been getting a bit more attention than the AX1 lately.
Well, the AX1, like, we saw first, but
right.
I haven't seen any updates to it. Like, it seemed like an engineering sample when we first saw it, and that's still the only version that I've seen. Whereas the Dominus looks like a full-on, like, Asus, you know,
a finished product.
Crazy finished product motherboard with the, you know, with the logoing and the fat cooler for the VRMs and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And it costs how much?
$1,799.
$1,799.
Almost $2,000 for a motherboard.
Jeez. Which other computer parts can we just like skyrocket up into the mid $1,000 to $2,000 range. We got CPUs, that's easy.
Cables.
Motherboards now, graphics cards, of course. You got your 2080 Ti, no problem there. What we need a case.
We do have $1,000 case is the Enthoo Elite from Fantex, which is the only officially supported case for this motherboard.
That's $1,000, Kyle. I'm looking for like mid. I'm closer to the mid range, 1,500-ish. Inwin needs to come out with something that's like, you know, solid gold, twisted helix for the Dominus. They already have a case that's made for the Dominus Extreme. But anyway, point is, everyone save at least $20,000 for your next PC build.
That's all.
It's kind of your entry level. It's going to be entry level now.
Yeah.
28 cores.
They
really need to go 3- and 4-way SLI again for graphics cards, because imagine a 4-way 2080 Ti's.
You could really break that 20 grand barrier a lot easier. That's what we're trying to do, is spend more money.
It's like $6 grand in graphics cards right there.
Okay. Lives will do it. He'll hack the NVIDIA drivers and make them all 4 work together. But the other thing about these boards, like the Dominus, it's kind of like 2 motherboards in one. It's got dual 24-pin ATX ports. It has dual 8-pin, or I'm sorry, a quartet of 8-pin EPS.
Quartet.
And
can I have a bottle opening?
And the list sort of goes on. So you actually kind of need 2 power supplies to drive this thing.
For that much money, it should come with like a choir, like a church choir, and every time you
open it or
you turn it on, they're like Dominus. You know, what Dominus. They
just they break into this.
Like you have to turn it on in slow motion every time as they.
Yeah, it's ROG.
Yes.
The Dominus. It's fucking expensive. I am so broke. Okay. New segment idea there too. We'll just put them in a jar. So.
Oh no, we were clipping during that.
Sorry ears. I know. I have to get less excited. It's hard because I want to be there for you, chat. I want to be entertaining. I
need to work on my sound design.
Enthusiasm. Sound design. Yeah. We're hiring a professional audio mixer.
I'm prepared today.
We need an audio engineer.
I was unprepared 2 weeks ago. What happened in the time in between? Well, things. I was very busy with many things.
Lots of things. Life, having a baby, Hawaii. I don't blame you. But let's move on to the next hot topic item, which is an ROG branded RGB backpack. Now, this is probably old news to some of you because it's from a CES video from Real Hardware Reviews, but I somehow missed this. This is my first time catching wind of this, and it must be other people's first time seeing it too, because otherwise this wouldn't have been on a news website today.
So look at that.
But I also just love hearing JJ talk about a backpack.
RG backpack.
I just feel like with the amount of knowledge in JJ's mind, this like a backpack is beneath him. But here he is. He could work at Banana Republic if he wanted to. He's very good at explaining things as usual. This video is no exception. And here we have RGB. And I guess there's a bit of functionality involved because it illuminates the interior. So if you're fishing around for something at the bottom and you're in a dark space, a dark environment, then there might be a little bit of help there. He goes on to say other things that don't interest me nearly as much as the fact that someone made an RGB backpack.
Kind of screams "steal me."
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, could you draw any more attention to yourself? And like, look, even my backpack lights up. Like, imagine what's inside of it. Probably things worth stealing. Definitely. You're not going to carry like lint and a piece of gum in a backpack like that. It probably costs more than what most people have inside their packs. So there definitely needs to be a stealth mode.
I agree.
Fortunately, the lights can be turned off. It's an RGB backpack. There's really that's the maximum amount of time we can talk about an RGB backpack.
Yeah,
so
we should.
Let's move on. Gigabyte. This could be in one of Paul's Oh Joy segments. Gigabyte is planning to lay off up to 10% of their motherboard staff. This is from overclock3d.net.
That's pleasant.
Motherboard sales have been really low due to decreased crypto mining demand and just weak motherboard sales overall. Gigabyte sold 16 million units in 2016. 16 million, and then a year later they went down to 12.6, and then in 2018, down to 11.45. So they're hoping to get over 10 million this year, but I mean, down from 16 million just a couple of years ago is it's got to be some hard-hitting data there. MSI and Asus have been feeling the pressure too, but they're not laying off anyone. At least they're not being public with it. Gigabyte's the only one here, and they might see a bump in sales to some degree with the release of 3rd gen Ryzen once that comes out in the second half of this year. But I mean, Ryzen, clearly Ryzen 2nd gen and even 1st gen hasn't really been doing them any favors so far. So
when it says workforce, I have to wonder who that applies to. Like, is that across all departments at Gigabyte?
Right. Yeah. Are they just
marketing?
Factory,
we're talking,
marketing. I would think it's from every department, but
it's too bad.
Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate.
We've had some good friends who worked at Gigabyte over the years.
Yeah.
Coming on.
Yeah. So hopefully no one we know is affected. Only the people we don't know, because they're less important. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
That's pretty bleak.
It's really going to turn against me.
Stop peeking,
I was
Kyle.
joking.
Stop peeking.
Sorry. Sorry. It's so hard.
Don't laugh at Kyle.
I'm not used to this kind of limitation.
I really did spend a few minutes on the mics before we started the show today.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other stuff I had to do.
Right.
So I didn't test excitement though. All I was like, hey, check 1 2, hey, testing, and I was like, all right, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I didn't check like being like,
right, yeah,
and all that kind of stuff.
You didn't do the Kyle test.
I didn't have the Kyle test.
There's no way that I can lower it on this thing, is there?
I have a compressor. There is a compressor. Like, what am I max the compressors? Max compressors.
But like this thing isn't like maxed out or something.
No,
where it would
these
be
have very
impossible to compress.
I was.
Because my transmitters have like a setting where it's like
there's a plus whatever setting and stuff. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just if there's
we're at 0 right now. We're at 0.
Oh, okay.
It is not at the plus.
Oh, it just slides out like that.
It is at the standard dBs.
Oh, mine's at plus 20.
Yours is at plus 20? Yeah, don't do that. Why are you doing that?
This is in my mind.
Wait, is mine like that? Why would it have it on the transmitter and the receiver? Mine's also at plus 20. All right, let's switch that down.
You just typically have a more soft-spoken.
All right, I turned that down to 0. You did that too. It's going to be all quiet.
Okay.
Did you do that too?
It's at 0.
Now we're all quiet.
So if this is too quiet, I can
barely hear
I can put it to 10, which would be the.
No. Don't touch that.
Okay.
I've got room over here.
Okay.
I've got room to work.
Oh my God, the quiet.
Oh, is that better, guys?
All right. Oh, burn.
I'm not. The gain is at a respectable level.
Everyone's so quiet. Everyone's like, it's so quiet. I can barely hear you.
According to our levels here, we're back where we should be.
All right, what about now? Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Getting better. Getting better.
Better.
Good.
Turned us up. Everyone's like good.
Yes.
All right. I think.
All right, good job. We figured it out.
Get in. Still too low.
No.
Too quiet.
You're the minority. Shut up.
Just trying to keep from the peaking. Damn it.
All right. Well, let's continue since it sounds at least it's a little bit better than it was before.
Okay.
Another article from overclock3d.net about the whole Metro dev debacle.
A little quiet is better than peaking.
I agree.
That's what we're at here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you might have heard about this, Paul. The Metro fans, like the Metro franchise.
Oh yeah.
Metro Last Light and stuff. We benchmark it all the time.
I pre-ordered that on Steam. I'm really looking forward to downloading it and playing it on Steam, Kyle.
Well, that's funny that you should say that.
What news do you have?
It's funny you should say that, Paul, because that's the whole issue is that for the first time in as far as I can remember, the next installment of the Metro franchise will not be launching on Steam, but rather is being reserved as an Epic Game Store exclusive.
Oh, Epic Game
and
Store.
people, gamers, are losing their minds.
Epic Game Store.
How
is
dare
that's
they?
Lame.
What? But Steam Master Race. All praise be to Gaben. So gamers have been threatening to boycott the game, saying we're not going to buy it, we're not going to give in to your platform exclusivity. We don't like Epic Game Store. We want it to be on Steam, like it always has been. We don't like change. It's 2019.
Change is terrible.
Change sucks.
I hate change.
So to make matters worse and just to sort of stir things up, there was one of the developers from 4A Games. That's the developer of the series. He posted it on the forums in Russian. It was completely in Russian, and people translated it.
There's a live shot of Russia right now.
Yeah, this is a live feed right here.
Snow falls very slowly there.
Yeah, you can see the dev's house in the background. Hi, hero. So people used a translator and translated what this Russian dev had to say, and they basically broke it down to him saying, hey, look, if you don't buy the game, if you boycott our game, then we'll never make another PC version of this Metro series ever again, and you'll just never get to play it on PC ever. That's how the internet interpreted it.
Wow.
When in reality, that's not what he said at all. He was really saying, look, if you boycott this game and no one buys it, the nature of business is that our publisher will say, let's not make this game or anything like it on this platform again because sales were bad.
Because we hate gamers?
Because gamers all suck and we spite you.
Oh.
No, it's just the nature of business. But he was saying it as in a very matter-of-fact way that wasn't threatening at all. But the internet was very quick to just pop it into like Google Translate, and then without any real context or
Google Translate
ability,
it's very good.
We're not quite there yet
at transmitting subtext.
We're not. We don't quite have the Babelfish figured out.
Nuances between languages and figures of speech.
Yeah.
Homonyms.
Idioms. Isn't that the shit you put in Menudo?
Idioms.
Oh wait, that's hominy.
Hominy.
I don't know where we went wrong there. So at any rate, you should also not freak out if like one person from a company says something. They're just a person. It's not indicative of the whole company's opinion. And 4A Games even came out with a statement saying, look, it's just the dev said what he said. It's, we have our own opinions, so try to keep them separated, guys. Don't freak out. And they also said, 4A also said, look, this was never really our decision to veer away from Steam. This was all, they kind of threw their publisher under the bus, which is Koch Media and Deep Silver.
That's Coke Media.
Coke. Yeah. Is it Coke?
Yes.
Coke Media. I like that even better. They basically said we have no choice of what platform our game lives on. It's not up to us. So if you're gonna get mad at someone, get mad at our publishers. We're just making the games, bro. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things play out there. If there really is gonna be a boycott, how damning that might be, or maybe not damning at all. I don't know. It's kind of like Battlefield 1 all over again, or 5. Battlefield 5 all over again, but for different reasons, obviously. Cock.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Cock Media. All right. Let's move on to the next article from Hot Hardware.
Okay.
Microsoft and their Project xCloud is a streaming service that is going to support all digital Xbox One games. Very interesting. So this is sort of like it's a gaming streaming service. It's like the Netflix of gaming, very similar to what we've seen from NVIDIA's GeForce Now or other similar services. So Microsoft is coming at it pretty hard, and they're starting to build the hardware that's sort of required for this ecosystem. They're going to deploy the hardware in data centers. Currently, that hardware consists of a bunch of server blades outfitted with multiple Xbox One components. And the whole idea here that Microsoft is running with is that you'll be able to play any game, any AAA game that's available for digital download on Xbox One, which is a huge library. You'll be able to play any of those games at any time on any device, whether it be a smartphone or a tablet. So, and with like, a controller hooked up.
Does that include old Xbox games?
I think it's only Xbox One games at the moment. Don't think it's
backwards compatibility all the way back to the original Xbox.
Which you would think backwards compatibility would be easier to implement with a streaming service than hardware based, but
yeah.
But so then you could have something like this where you've got an Xbox physical controller with like a smartphone on top that you're kind of playing it like a Switch, in a sense, like a Nintendo Switch, where you can just play your games on the go, but these are full-fledged AAA titles that you can also play at home on a big screen TV and, seamlessly integrated, completely offloaded. All the rendering is offloaded to a data center somewhere that Microsoft handles. So, Project S Cloud is also an open platform, or I should say open source platform. So it's going to be easy for devs to just like create games and not have to worry about porting them over to this service. They don't have to change a single line of code. It's all good to go. If you made it for Xbox One and it's available for digital download, it'll automatically be good to stream. The biggest hurdle, I think, with these streaming services for games anyway, is latency. Because you're real-time rendering and processing so much data at once that you either suffer quality or you suffer lag or latency, and you don't want either of those. So that's why we've been hearing about these services for years, and yet nothing's really officially hard launched. They're still working out those bugs. Microsoft says they're on it though, and we'll see. They're saying also that it's not aiming to replace consoles, but that they're hoping to deliver a console-like experience, which
it's like mediocre.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I don't know if they're really selling it for me.
We're squarely aiming for the middle of the gaming experience.
Yeah,
nothing too exciting here.
Don't get your hopes up.
But it will stream over the internet, and that's what millennials like.
Microsoft Project X Cloud.
I think.
Meh. All right, and our last article here is also from Hot Hardware about Apex Legends, a brand new game, a brand new aspiring game. Apex Legends.
All right, so we're
so it hit 1 million players in just 8 hours of its launch.
Yeah, it did.
Which is nuts. It also goes to show how insanely popular battle royale games are right now. But this game does look pretty cool. I watched a bit of gameplay. You can pop it up right here. Hopefully we don't get copyright
Blood
strike.
and violence, guys. Blood and violence warning.
Woo! So it's also from the developers who made Titanfall, the Titanfall franchise.
It is set in the Titanfall universe.
Yes, it is. So there's a bit of a crossover there.
But there are no Titans.
No Titans, unfortunately.
But you have
powers.
You have two teammates.
Yep. Squads of 3, 60 people per server.
There's eight preset characters.
Yes. So it's kind of like Overwatch with Battle Royale.
I know a lot about this game, considering that I have not yet actually played it.
Maybe we should play it at some point tonight, Paul.
Well, considering that you're on a computer that has it loaded up, Kyle, that could be a very distinct possibility.
Bum, bum, bum. It's my lucky day.
Maybe we should just play video games on my half of the show.
I would not fight you on that.
Partially, we'll partially do that.
Would not fight you.
So I just saw people kind of buzzing about this last night and this morning. So
Yep.
we'll see if this is just an initial launch like kind of excitement, or if it's the type of game that has the tendency to, or the capability to stand the test of time.
Right.
I mean, look. You got a zip line, so I mean...
It does look a lot funner than Fortnite, I will say. It's definitely more my speed. Kind of reminds me of Evolve a little bit with the different classes and the fact that it's first person. But Evolve was really fun at first, and then it kind of fell flat. There wasn't much longevity to that game. So it's very common when a game will blow up initially and everyone's like, oh my god, but then it just loses steam really quick. So we'll see. We'll see if this one's here to stay, like Paul said.
It's Battle Royale. There's 20 teams of 3 that drop into each game, so you're on a team with 2 other people by default. So they're going for the team experience, the small team experience, versus like a solo experience or like a big brawl, big 20 versus 20 brawl or something like that.
Right.
And then you have a passive ability, an active ability that's on cooldown, and an ultimate ability that charges up and you can use. And those vary based on the 8 different characters that you can select. So
you have looked into this quite a bit.
I read. It's one of the articles that I talked about. I selected to talk about on my half of the show. So I've spoiled everything already, though. But we also are going to actually play this a little bit on my half of the show because it's loaded up on Kyle's computer there, and that's set up to captured and all that stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool.
That is going to do it for my half.
Awesome.
Heyo. So don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to do a quick cut really quick on YouTube, and then we'll be right back on Paul's channel. Again, you can find the link to that in my video description, or go to Paul's Hardware on the YouTubes. And if you're on Twitch, just stay where you are. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
Feel free to do timestamps.
Goodbye.